gotta go pee. I'll be right back.
Ka. This is awkward. Should we have segs? Flu?
Awkward. Hello, Chad. Do you know that if FAOB continue his spendings on gacha and figurines, we will never get new sub-badges and emotes? Real sad. Wow, awkward. 3 AEBs, K-Task, Catnope, Catdag, Catslap M, and 2 Zlunaslad Drew. When your cock hits a lewd spot, it makes me lactate more. Lactate and sexercise. Red baby, 1 cock, 2 cocks, 3 cocks, 4 cocks. I want your dick. My tummy feels so hot like it's gonna melt. Please, give me. Fucksies.
Minasan, konnichiwa.
デイリーパギーズは
Hello, hello.
パックマンパーグ、パックマンパーグ、パックマンパーグ、パックマンパーグ、パックマンパーグ、パックマンパーグ、パックマン。
Shut up. All right. Here we are. Let's say it's a winter month like December right now. What would you do if all of a sudden you had a week of hot and humid days with crying cicadas? Would you still wear your coat and scarf? Absolutely not, right? Even though it's still June. It's already summer to us, since we've been having hot days for so long. So it's totally okay to do this kind of club activity in June. I'm at school, everybody usually does what they want in PE class, but today would be an exception. All my classmates were gathered in the schoolyard. Mion looked over everybody gathered there, then spoke up loudly. What the fuck? They all raised the water guns in their hands. It's okay to use water guns in June because it's been so hot and humid. All my classmates were joining in, so it's gonna be a big what the fuck? Ew, what the hell is that? So it's gonna be a big water gun. I'm so excited.
さすがクラス全員で部活だとなんだか盛り上がりますわね。
This is chapter 7? No, this is chapter 6. Nah? We literally played chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
そうだね。全員で表ではしゃぐのってなんだか楽しそうかな。
Oh my god, double kana already.
みんなは楽しいですが、僕たちは例によって負けられないのです。
Hold on, chat.
ま、そういうこったな。およそ勝負と名の付く以上。
Oh shit, we're back to Keiichi.
まあそういうこと。部活メンバー諸君は部活に負けたりしちゃうと大変なペナルティーが待ってるからね。せいぜいしっかり戦うこと。
よしよし、もう生徒諸君、武器点検は十分か。弾倉は満タンか。
任せてくださいよ、前原さん。銃撃戦は僕たちの最も得意とするところですからね。
富田たちはよく水鉄砲で遊んでますから、かなり強敵かもなのですよ。
今日の僕たちは少し違います。
Okay. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun smiled confidently, holding their guns in a practiced manner. Their skills must give them confidence. They even look different.
ミオンは言うに及ばず、サトコもリカちゃんもかなり強敵になりそうだぜ。レナはどうだ？ちょこまか動いて、
Hey God,
リーの一
Satoko
番
is
に
in
やられないように
fucking
頑張れよ。
an absolute mess anymore.
そういえば最近のレナは罰ゲーム常連だな。
最近不得意なゲームが多かったから。でもケイチ君も最近私と同じで罰ゲームが多いと思うかな。
罰ゲームの格好のまま帰宅して、さあ脱ごうとしたところでお袋に見つかった俺の哀愁などわかるものか。
Oh nah, this guy's a freak, bro.
むが
私だって先週のはひどいよ。普通の女の子ならお嫁に行けなくなっちゃうよ。
What? Okay. What did you do?
覇気や運気にも偏りというのがございましてよ。その意味から言えば、ここしばらくのレナさんやケイイチさんはいわゆる負け組というやつでございますわね。
Okay, bitch.
確かに負け癖ってやつはあるね。闘志ってやつは負けが続くとくじけてくる。絶対勝てるという信念が砕けると、全く同じことをやっても裏目裏目に出るもんだからね。
てめえら、たまったま俺とレナがちょいと罰ゲームを哀れに思って引き受けてやってたのを感謝もせずにその言い草か。
あら、そうでしたの？
あら。
それは感謝の気持ちが足りず申し訳ないことでございましたよ。
うわー、さとこってめえ、そのセリフは俺の怒りに火をつけたぜ。後悔させてやる。
その意気だよ、ケイちゃん。まあせいぜいあがいておじさんを楽しませてちょうだいよね。レンヌも頑張って。あうあう言ってる間にクラスで一番最初に脱落したらさすがに恥ずかしいからね。でもその可能性も高いかな。
一番最初に脱落するのがレナさんだと思いましたよ。どんな目に遭うか今からお覚悟なさいませな。
Satoko is actually voiced by
みー
King
ちゃんもさと
Yuhiro.
こちゃんもレナもケイイチもファイトおーですよ。
Mion and Satoko laughed at us as loud as they could, then moved on to tease their next target. Left alone, all I could do was stomp on the floor in anger.
絶対負けねえ。あそこまで言われたら負けられねえぜ。
そうだね。あそこまで言われると悔しいよね。
っていうか悔しいどころじゃねえぞ。プライドの問題だぞ。くさ。
みーちゃんの言うように負け癖ってやっぱりあるかもしれないよね。だから今日は絶対に勝ってみんなを見返してやろう。
Rena's eyes look different. She's usually a funny and weird person, but I know she has the determination to do what she needs to. When Rena looks like this, she can be a tough opponent.
今日は私も部活の規
Yo, I
則に
kind of
のっと
want
り
Psycho
手加減
Rena
な
back
しでい
though.
く。
You know what I mean?
おお、なんだかかっこいいこと言うじゃねえの。まるで普段の自分はわざと手を抜いているって言わんばかりだぜ。
Rena smiled. Or maybe you could have called it a wicked grin. She was serious. She was serious about what she said. I could tell that from her expression alone. Among all the club members, Rena is easily the most sensible one. The rule of our club is that we can do anything in order to win, but she's the only one who has moral qualms in doing it. That's why we rarely have a hard time against her, except for when she snaps. It's rare to hear her say that she won't go easy.
ちっくしょう、そんな笑い方されたら俺も超本気で行くしかねえじゃねえかよ。
いつも本気で戦うのが部活だけど、それでもやっぱりそれ以上に本気じゃないといけない時ってあるよね。今日は多分それだね。
だな。
We pounded our fists together. Usually when we really don't want to lose the game, one asks the other to work together, but Rena didn't ask this time. Which meant that she was going to try to defeat everybody by herself. No, not try. She was going to do it by herself. Rena looked really cool at that moment, but I wasn't scared. If she was seriously going to do it, I'd have to be serious to do it too. And do it too. My fighting spirit had been dented after many losses, but it had begun to burn hot once more.
ケイチ君もなかなかいい顔してるね。
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
怖いな。全員と一人で戦っても勝てるつもりでいる顔だね。
レナだってそのつもりだろ。
じゃあぶつかるのは最後だね。
互いにクラス全員を全滅させたら最後にはそうなるな。
最後の戦いの時、そこにいるのがケイチ君なのを期待してるね。
おう。
We pounded our fists together.
光線規定はちゃんと覚えてるね。被弾時の申請だけは正直にね。被弾した人は撃っちゃダメだよ。仮に当てても無効ね。
ミオン、被弾の定義を再確認したいぜ。
水鉄砲で撃たれたら被弾。ひねくれたケイちゃんのためにさらに補足するなら、水鉄砲というこの容器から出た水が最初に触れたものが標的であった時被弾とするわけ。つまり水鉄砲を経由した水をバケツに溜めてぶっかけても無効ってわけ。
直接攻撃以外は有効じゃないってことだね。さとこちゃんの脅威が少し薄らいだかな。トラップにもいろいろございましたよ。レナさんなんか一番最初に餌食にして差し上げましたよ。それは無理。
Just shoot each other.
私を仕留めようとしたらさとこちゃんじゃまだまだ役不足だね。なんですって。
Wait, what if someone's water gun breaks and the water from inside their tank drips onto them?
レナが売り言葉とはね。
Tit for tat.
こりゃ面白くなりそうだよ。ねえ、ケイちゃん。
So is this Mion or is this Shion who was misnamed as Mion?
大して
Or
面
is
白
that
く
a
ねえと思
different
うぞ。
continuity? Because, like, we don't know if this is the main continuity where that happens. Right? It's Shimon? Oh, okay.
俺かレナか、どっちにやられたいかを選ばされるだけなんだからな。
ケイイチもやる気満々なのです。
Mion seemed to sense the fighting spirit in me and Rena. I could tell that she's as serious as we are, just from the way she looks.
よっしゃ、いい面構えだよ。気に入った。じゃあ始めるよ。全員3回くじで決められた場所に移動してね。
Everybody had to draw lots to pick a place to start the game from. It wouldn't be fun if everybody was close together at the beginning of the game. By the way, my starting position was behind the school building. When I drew... Oh. This is where Rika got beat to shit. When I drew the starting position, I thought about hiding until there were only a few people left, like I did in our last game of tag. But a defensive tactic like that wasn't interesting to me anymore. I hadn't been this excited in a long time. My legs were shaking with the excitement. It was my first time experiencing that kind of feeling. I just realized, in the last chapter, right, we still don't know who the hell Rika was talking about when she said, like, the dog. Right? I could hear Mion's countdown from some distance away.
3、2、1。
Hustodi? A single shot of a toy pistol echoed. With that sound, I was already running around the building. There had to be some underclassmen nearby. I'd usually assume that somebody else would take care of them, but this time was different. Oh shit! They're walking in. They stood frozen in fear as I ran towards them, screaming at the top of my voice. They took a moment to quickly decide whether to fight or to run away, and in that moment, I shot one after another.
俺の隣が当たった時点で運がなかったと思ってくれ。
Yeah, since when did water guns sound like real guns? I felt bad for them because they lost the game so quickly, so I rubbed their heads to cheer them up and then took their water guns. Bro, stop rubbing heads. Shion literally killed her entire fucking family because someone rubbed her head. We need to stop this habit. Yes, that was the key factor in this game. You can't put very much water in a water gun. With 10 people around you in a gun battle, the water would be gone in a minute. I abandoned the gun I used to shoot them, held one of their guns in each hand, and scoped out the schoolyard. Oh, bro's got fucking refills. Just like I expected, there was an intense battle happening there. In the short time that it took me to take care of the area behind the school building, it seemed like most of my classmates were already shot. I wasn't surprised though, I kind of knew it happened. You need to have a high skill to fight in the open schoolyard, especially when most of the club members were there. It must have been like a battle of elephants and ants.
なんだミオンのあれは
Oh my god, she's holding a fucking water cannon. Mion was holding a different water gun from the one she had when the game started. She was now holding one that looked like a huge machine gun. What? I don't know if they had that type of technology back then. Its range capability, its punk action shooting, and the amount of water it can hold were way beyond comparison. There were no restrictions on what kind of water guns you could use today. As long as it's a water gun, we were allowed to use any kind. Most of us have a normal pistol-style water gun from a local toy store or something similar. I would have brought a bigger one like Mion if they'd had one, but they weren't in stock and I'd have to order it in. In other words, Mion ordered hers a long time ago just for today. She's always well prepared when it comes to winning. Well, no shit, isn't she the one selecting the fucking games? Of course she'd be prepared. She must have thought that we wouldn't allow her to use a big water gun if she showed it off before the game started, so she must have hidden it somewhere. Actual pay-to-win water gun. It looks like most of our classmates were shot right after the game started. Only a few were still alive, trying to survive as long as they could by using the heavy construction equipment as a shield. Mion mercilessly shot at them from various angles to make them come out from behind.
そらそんなとこに隠れてないで出てきな
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were trying their best to resist her attack from behind their shield. It looked like they had no chance against her, but that actually wasn't true. After all, the two of them were only still alive because of all their experience in water gun battles. They survived the first few minutes of her assault, even though 99% of their classmates didn't, and they were still surviving at that very moment. Mion, however, is also a battle-hardened soldier. She used the advantage of her big water tank and gradually but certainly drove them into a corner. It was only a matter of time until she broke them down.
ダメだあのマシンガンはずるいよ委員長の水が少なくなるまでなんとかしのごう今は手も足も出ないよ
They tried to hold out against her, but all they could do is, for now, was to keep running behind cover as Mion strafed closer and closer to them. They wanted to use their 2 against 1 advantage, but it seemed like they wouldn't even get the chance. If they tried attacking recklessly, one of them might get shot and then the other would have no chance of winning. So they grew more cautious, placing their bets on their final chance, but that caused their offense to wane. Whoa, what the fuck? New visual. Of course, Mion saw through their plan. She was purposely provoking them so that they lose their patience and start attacking her recklessly. Mion circled around the construction equipment and now she was standing with her back towards me. If I went up against her machine gun fair and square, I wouldn't stand a chance. So attacking from behind would be the only way for me to defeat her. Even though she was in a defenseless position, there was some distance between us. I was still too far away, but it would still be better to attack her now to take her head on. Don't hesitate, Keiichi. You won't have this chance again. I stepped out from my hiding place and ran as fast as I could towards her with 2 water guns in my hands. Instead of approaching slowly and silently, I screamed at the top of my lungs. Oh my god, this guy.
そこから来たかケイちゃん
Mion seemed a little shocked by my surprise attack, but she immediately pulled herself together. She knew the advantage of her weapon, but she didn't shoot me just yet. She held back, luring me closer. Mion was well aware of how much water she had left. If she had the same kind of water gun as me, we would have had the same range capability. So it would have been down to our technique to decide the winner. If she was fighting against one of her underclassmen, she would have defeated them easily. Mion immediately calculated her chance of winning against me and figured out that her only chance was to use the advantage of her water gun. She saw the eye of the tiger in me and recalculated her chance of winning in a split second. Really, I can admire how fast she does those things. I ran at top speed to shorten the distance between us. Our strength should have been equal. I had 2 water guns with full tanks and she had a machine gun with half-empty tank. We both waited for the perfect moment.
今日のケイちゃんの気迫には敬意を表するよ 今日のあんたには正面からぶつかり合って互角以上の勝率を弾き出せる自信がない。
残念だぜミオン。勝率の弾き方も鈍ったな。今日の俺に正面からぶつかり合ったら互角どころじゃない。てめえの負けだ。
Chad, all these Higurashi chapters come out like slowly over time, or were they just all released at once? Try other art style. I don't think you can P this. Wait, you can. What the fuck? Wait, there's no original. Oh, I guess it wasn't that advanced in the original. Yeah. The moment we stepped within range, Mion and I pulled our triggers at the same time. Mion set her sight squarely on me while I was trying to shoot and run at the same time. Her shot would obviously be more accurate than mine. My shot of water flew towards nowhere. Mion didn't even need to duck, but Mion's shot made a beautiful arc straight towards my chest. I could see the line of water coming straight at me, but I was too unstable to dodge. Mion had no doubt that she got me.
気合だけではどうにもならない現実がこれだったね。やっぱりケイちゃんは最初に脱落だ。
やっぱり残念だぜミオン。
Oh my god. He's using his fucking time freeze ability.
今日のミオンのコンピュータは一手読みが足りないぜ。
ほざくな。
Oh shit.
その体勢からかわす術はない。水の弾丸で撃ち抜かれろ。そしてどうして私の背後を沈黙して奪わず叫びながら襲う具を犯したかを呪うがいいよ。
How slowly is this water shooting that they can get full fucking conversations between the fucking shot going out and landing? You're really disappointing me today, Mion. You could have figured it out if you'd spent just one more second to think. You could have figured out the reason why I didn't creep up on you, but screamed as loud as I could instead. Rena! Mion noticed my surprise again, turned around to face me. In other words, she turned her back on the opponent she was fighting earlier. Oh, wait. Okay. Heard my scream and saw that she had turned her back on them. Oh my god, Tomita-kun! Mion noticed her back was wet and cold. She finally understood that the underclassmen she was attacking just earlier had shown their fangs and attacked her from behind. I blocked her water shot with my arm. Right before it hit my chest, the line of water was broken into droplets and splattered away.
そうだったか。
Okay, there's no way he blocked it with his arm and not a single fucking one. Not a single droplet landed anywhere near him.
被弾者の攻撃は被弾しても向こうだ。
そいつに気づくのだいぶ遅かったぜ。伏せろミオン。
Mion squatted down and covered her head. Now it was me versus Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun. Their reflexes weren't so bad. They knew well that I'd be their next target after Mion was gone. They didn't feel sorry at all for attacking me right after I just saved them from their predicament. I can respect the cruelty and how quickly they shifted gears. They may one day be able to join our club if they keep refining their sense and skill.
次は前原さんだ。このまま打ち壊
Whoa,
すんだ。
whoa, whoa!
こっちは2人だもんね。負けるわけがない。
They were, however, one step behind me. It was already too late. For them, Mion was their first target and I was next. But I was different. My first target was them from the start. I didn't even see Mion as my target to begin with because I knew they'd take care of her. I was pointing my gun at them long before they moved their sights from Mion to me. It seemed like they noticed at the last moment that both my guns had been pointing at them from the beginning, which meant it was already too late for them. I jumped over Mion, rolled on the ground, and landed on my feet. I looked as elegant as an athlete who had just finished a perfect performance. I had a gun in each of my hands, and with those guns, I shot them each in the middle of their chests.
早すぎる。もう僕たちが2人がかりで負けるなんて。
You guys fucking suck. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun fell to their knees in disappointment.
ケイちゃんがこれだけのことをやってのけるなんて私も鈍ったってことかな。
Mion wiped the dirt off her knees, looking frustrated.
別にミオンは鈍っちゃいなかったろ。
じゃあなんでおじさんが負けたわけよ。
そんなの決まってるじゃねえか。
I twirled my guns on the tips of my fingers.
たまには勝たねえと格好がつかねえからだよ。
There were only a few people left alive. Rena, Satoko, and myself. Rena and Satoko were fighting fiercely. Were they evenly matched? No, Satoko was pushing her hard. Moving fast, she was driving Rena into a corner. Rena was usually gentle and slow, but today she was different. She was very serious today, and yet Satoko was still overwhelming her. She's a tough customer, even without her tricky traps.
最初の威勢はどこへ行ってしまいましたのかしら。いい動きをするね。私も負けられないよ。
Satoko kept moving around, piling on pressure in order to pin Rena down. She kept shooting, so her tank must have almost been empty, but her shots were still sharp and fast. I noticed a bucket near her feet which was full of many water guns. I understood seeing that. She had been taking guns from others who were already out of the game. In this battle, reloading bullets water was more crucial than the actual shooting. The hole that you put the water into on these guns is rather small. To put water through it from a faucet takes time and requires a certain amount of skill. In a battle like this, it would almost be suicidal. I understood that well, so I'd be taking guns from the people I defeated, but I could only hold one in each hand. Satoko used a bucket to overcome the limit. Rena looked like she had only one water gun. I'd assumed she had two earlier, but she must have used a lot of water during her long battle with Satoko. It looked like she was trying to save her water for the right moment, but with Satoko's fierce attacks, it was obvious that it was only a matter of time before Rena was driven into a corner. However, Rena is also quite skilled. She only pretended to be driven into a corner, but she was actually luring Satoko to a place where she'd have the advantage. There was a narrow, twisting path near the gymnasium warehouse behind the school building. With Rena's water level running low, she'd want to turn things around with a single close-range shot. That narrow path was a perfect place for her to do that.
あれあれ、攻撃の手が鈍ってきたね。疲れてきた？お気遣いは嬉しいですけど、まだまだでしてよ。それよりそちらのお水は大丈夫ですの？さっきから全然打ち返してきませんわよ。ひょっとしてもう玉切れじゃございませんの？そうだと思うならお顔を出してみたらどう？遠慮いたしましてよ。最後の一発を温存しているのは分かっていますわ。一発あれば十分だよ。体操服を濡らしちゃ気の毒だからね。
Ooh, shoot her in the head!
まさかレナさんとこんなにもスリリングなやりとりができるなんて思いませんでしたわ。でも最後の一発分の水量では大して勢いもないでしょうから、射程もほとんどないんじゃありません？
Satoko was right about that. Rena had just enough water to make one last shot. As the amount of water left in the tank dwindles, the range of shots you can make shortens. That makes the last shot the shortest and weakest of them all. Regardless of her absolutely disadvantaged situation, Rena didn't look frustrated. I could tell she had no intention to lose. It was almost like she didn't even see Satoko as a threat.
うまい位置に逃げ込みましたわね。私もさすがに慎重にならざるを得ませんわ。
Satoko seemed to understand how dangerous Rena's last shot was going to be better than I did, since she was the one actually fighting against her.
私、将棋はあまりやらないんですけれど、こういうのを詰将棋って言うんでございましょうね。
I play chess all the time, Satoko. Satoko took out another gun with a full tank and shortened the distance between them slowly and carefully. A gun with a full tank doesn't only have a long range, it also has enough power to make shots more accurate. If they shot at each other in frontal attack, Satoko would have a 99% chance to win. Even so, Satoko was still afraid of Rena's last shot. Satoko shortened the distance even further, smiling as if unafraid, but I could tell she was actually full of fear. Satoko compared the situation to chess earlier, but it wasn't exactly the same. In chess, you can use some pieces to drive the opponent's king into a corner, but in this case, there were only Rena and Satoko. You can lose some of your pieces in order to achieve a win, but Satoko doesn't have any pieces other than herself. A king can't drive the other king into a corner alone. That's called a stalemate. That's why, while at first glance it looks like Satoko has the absolute advantage, they're actually on equal footing.
さあ参りますわよ。このままチャイムを待つなんて私たちらしくありませんわ。そうだね、勝負しよう。
That's strange. I thought Rena wouldn't have to move just on a dare from Satoko. What kind of plan does she have? Rena had been hiding behind cover for a while, but she came out without hesitation. I noticed her right away. Rena had a different gun. Satoko seemed to notice it as well.
ここには弾切れになったら逃げ込もうと考えててね。あらかじめ一丁拾って隠してあったの。
Damn, she's good. And using a trap at the last moment for a come from behind victory, it was as though she was taking Satoko's best skill from her and firing it back. Satoko no longer had any advantage now that both of them were pointing their guns at each other with full tanks. Hold up. Hold up, chat.
And one time a singer and
Okay. But she still looked confident. What was going on? Did she have some kind of plan too?
その一丁は私にとっても大切な一丁でしたのよ。どうしてかな。だってその一丁がなかったらレナさんはさっきの銃のまま一撃逆転を狙い続けてこうして私の前に姿を現したりしませんもの。
At that moment, lightning ran through my brain and I instantly understood the situation. Of course, Rena was in a disadvantaged situation earlier, but it was actually the same for Satoko, since she didn't have a chance to make her shot while Rena was in hiding. Rena had remained cautious in order to hit with her last shot, and that made it difficult for Satoko to attack her. However, what if Rena didn't need to take the last shot for a come from behind victory? No, I said it wrong. What if Rena got a new gun with a full tank? She'd stop hiding and come out to fight against Satoko.
つまりレナさんがここを目指しながら逃げてその銃を拾うことは最初から読んでいましたってことですの
Oh
よ。
my god, she sabotaged it. Let Satoko talk crap, Rena. You don't have to listen to her. Just shoot her right now. Rena thought the same thing. She shot at Satoko without any hesitation, but no water comes out. Oh! What was going on? She couldn't shoot. Was her water gun broken? Or did someone break it?
水鉄砲なんてちょっと砂粒を入れて空打ちすればすぐに詰まっちゃうんですのよ。私が切り札をここに一丁持ってることを先に読んで細工したってわけだね。
A cheap trick.
私いつも言ってましたよ。トラップは最後の最後でほんの一つささやかに。これが究極の美徳でございましたよ。
When it comes to traps, Satoko remained a notch above Rena after all. I couldn't believe Satoko figured out Rena's plan and advanced to set a trap to counter it. Rena, you made a big mistake. You should have kept the old gun with you. You could have at least made that last shot. But it's too late now for you to pick it up again. Rena was in a worse situation than she was before. She couldn't even take another shot.
さて観念なさいませ。さっきレナさんは私の額を打つとか言われましたわね。私が逆に額を打って差し上げましたよ。
Satoko slowly narrowed her distance again and pointed the muzzle at Rena's forehead. Rena still didn't look like she'd given up. She still thought the game was undecided.
さとこちゃんもまだまだ甘いね。
Ooh.
なんですって？トラップで相手を仕留めたならね、さとこちゃんが余裕を見せるのは勝者の権利だと思う。だけどね、今のさとこちゃんは私を絡め取っただけで仕留めたわけじゃない。余裕を見せるのはまだまだ早い段階だとは思わない？ 何を言い出すかと思えば、今から仕留めるから同じことですわ。私が逆の立場なら脳書きなんか言わずにさっさと撃つ。じゃないと負けるから。負ける？誰が？あら、その壊れた水鉄砲でどうやって戦うおつもりで？
Rena's actually gonna take that water gun and beat Satoko over the head with it, and then throw some water on her with the other water gun.
被弾の定義覚えてる？水鉄砲というこの容器から出た水が最初に触れたものが標的であったとき、被弾とする。は？それが一体何だって言うんですの？
When I heard her saying that, I started running. My target was Rena. Satoko was already dead to me. Why? She was going to be shot by Rena within the second.
レナさんが何を言ってるのか私さっぱりでしたよ。その壊れた水鉄砲で何ができるおつもりだか。水鉄砲の中に水があれば戦えるんだよ。わかんないかな。
So does she then take the water from the water gun and throw? Plastic broke easily and water flowed out
水
of
鉄
it.
砲から出た水が当たればいいんだよ。
I was close. I was close.
水鉄砲のどこから出たかは問題にしてない。
Rena was right. She just saved herself by thinking it through. If she was using a real gun, bullets would only come out from one end of the gun. But this was a water gun. She could make her bullets, water in this case, come out from any place, not just the barrel of the gun. Satoko finally realized that she was standing defenseless in front of Rena. Satoko's trap was successful, but she overestimated its effect. She should have just shot Rena without hesitation before Rena noticed her new water gun was jammed. She was going to fail because she had grown overconfident of her victory. A second before Satoko pulled the trigger, Rena swung her water gun as if slashing Satoko with a sword. Satoko fired her bullet, but it was too late. A second before Rena would be shot down, a blade of water hit Satoko in the face. No, not hit. It cut her face open, and she
ま
died.
だまだ爪が甘かったね。この私が。
Rena ran towards Satoko, who was standing still in shock, and took her water gun. Rena knew I was her last target and that I was running towards her. Rena used her superior mobility, began to duck and weave. We were evenly matched. Neither of us neglected to make any effort possible to take advantage of the situation.
最後には一騎打ちになると思ってたよ。やっぱりこうでなくっちゃね。
見直したぜ。とんでもない根性を見せてくれるじゃないか。
Oh
見
shit!
直したより惚れ直したの方が嬉しいかな。
Alright, Keiichi, we gotta figure something out. Your arms are about as big as Rena's. Like, this is... You need to fucking start working out, bro. This is a little sad.
負けてくれたらそれでもいいぜ。
ごめんだね。
You can't pee full CG. We circled around the construction equipment trying to take shots of each other. Shots at each other. We were both sweating like crazy, but I didn't feel tired. Big drops of sweat tickled as they ran down my body. Rapid bursts of water flew across both of our paths. Where's Rika, though? Neither of us had the advantage or disadvantage. I didn't feel elated that I might win or frustrated that I might lose. I was just enjoying this battle with Rena. It was like a dance. A dance that I couldn't dance alone. A dance that I could only dance with an opponent.
本気のレナはやっぱり冴えるね。見てるだけで震えがくるよ。
そのレナさんと互角に渡り合うなんてケイイチさんもやりますわね。どちらが勝つか全然予想がつきませんです。
Is Rika actually out, or is she just... In fact, none of the observers could tell who was going to win. Neither could we. We had no idea who was going to win. We had no idea when this battle would end. I didn't know why, but it was great fun just to fight against Rena, and I didn't even care whether I won or lost. In fact, I never even wanted it to end. As we fired at each other, both of our tanks emptied, shortening our range. Inevitably, it became more and more like a melee than a gun battle. We fired our water guns as if trying to cut each other with blades of water, swinging the gun like a sword. We both came up with the idea to swing the gun hard to generate centrifugal force in order to increase the range of our attacks. I dived to duck her shot. I rolled on the ground and landed on my feet. I ducked her shot again and swung my gun like a sword. Who could have imagined that our club's water gun battle would turn into one-on-one close combat like this? Absolutely nobody.
ああ、やっぱりレナもそう思うか。
じゃあケイチ君もそう思うんだ。
We're both breathing hard, calculating the timing needed to take a closer step. And then we both grinned wickedly at each
や
other.
り合うのが楽しくてならねえぜ。決着がつくことすら今日。
負けても恨まないでね。
ああ、恨まない。この勝負を終わらせた自分の不甲斐なさを恨んでやるぜ。
How do they still have ammo?
どうやらレナの方になりそうだな。
どうかな。ケイチ君、足が藁だよ。
くそったれ
すごい。なんだかものすごくかっこいい。前原さん頑張れ。龍河さんしっかり。
I became relaxed enough to enjoy the battle and finally realized that many of her classmates were watching our one-on-one fight. I barely had any water left. I would have to make the next shot count or I was done for. It seemed like Rena was in the same situation too.
泣いても笑っても次で終わりだな。水が有限なのが惜しいぜ。
限りがあるから美しい。花も一緒だよ。
True, Rena.
なるほどな。そういう見方もあるか。
本当に楽しかった。でもこれで終わりだね。
だな。無粋かもしれんが勝って決着させてもらうぜ。
上等だよケイチ君。
負けて泣くなよ。
勝負。
乗ったー。
どっちが勝ったんですの？
The cries of the cicadas echoed in the quiet schoolyard. They sounded like the hand of a watch ticking away the seconds. Neither one of us moved. We took our final shots and now stood motionless. It looked like one of those duels in Western movies.
どっちが先に？わかんない。全然見えなかった。
Our classmates broke the silence first. They finally realized that our intensely beautiful one-on-one battle was over.
委員長、判定は？
Mion in turn realized that she had to deliver a verdict to end the game. But she was just as stunned as the others as it took her a moment to recover. Mion was taking time to render her verdict. In fact, Rena and I didn't know who won either. My last shot flew fast and splashed sideways as if a blade had cut her chest. I knew that for sure. But at the same time, Rena's shot hit me in the shoulder. Whoever shot the other first wins. But we didn't know if it was me or her. That's why we stood motionless, waiting for the verdict to be delivered.
リカには見えまして？僕にだってわかるわけないのです。
委員長、どっちの勝ちなの？
Everybody held their breath, waiting for Mion to call it. Rena and I kept staring at each other. The spectators were the only ones who were interested in who the winner was. To us, it wasn't that important. We had a great battle. We had both really wanted to do better than the other. We both wanted to call it a tie. For this great battle, settling for a tie would be the best and most proper option. In other words, this one-on-one fight wasn't a battle to decide the winner. It seems like everybody is thinking the same way.
ミー？判定が出ないと二人とも動けませんです。
あ、うん。
Mion hates to settle for a tie because she loves to draw a line between superiors and inferiors. She tends to settle for a tie when deciding who is the loser because it's more fun to have as many people as possible suffer the punishment. But she's never settled for a tie between winners before. Mion holds a special feeling towards the meaning of being number one. Everybody continued holding their breath, awaiting her verdict. Please make it a tie. Everybody wished for that in their hearts. Mion was hesitating to make the decision. She could have chosen a winner more easily if one of us did even a little bit better than the other. But even if one of us did a little bit better than the other, I feel like nothing fits better than settling for a tie.
今日の二人は見事だったよ。
Mion finally started speaking.
ケイちゃんもレナもここしばらくの連敗に発奮し最高の力を発揮してくれた。その瞬発力は評価の高低の段階を超えてもはや美しいと呼べるまでに昇華されてたよ。私は二人の最高の戦いぶりに評価を惜しめない。
じゃあ決着はどうなるんですの？
快速の精神から1位を二人に認定するのは好ましくない。でも二人にはわずかの優劣もなく、どちらを膠着させるかの判断もとてもつかない。よって本日の戦いを預かり勝負とし、後日改めて決着をつけることといたしたい。
Oh my gosh, she's just milking this, huh? I expected she might settle for a tie. But I never thought she'd make us have another battle.
灰原さん、すごかったですよ。かっこよすぎます。竜宮さんにもしびれました。なんかこう、まあ見てるこっちまで熱くなるというか。
Classmates rushed towards us and praised us for showing them something that cool. Rena and I were finally released from the tension of battle and dropped to our knees.
残念。決着をつけ損なったね。
まあな、次の機会を楽しみにしようぜ。
肩を貸してほしいな。
先に言うな。
Oh my god, hand holding?
俺が借りようと思ったのに。
We both smiled at each other. It was the first time we ever hit it off like this.
それはそうと。
うまいことやったよな。
It's Rika.
うまいことって何がですの？みーちゃん、うまいこと言って今日の罰ゲームうやむやにする気だ。
ギク。
かっこつけときながら保身第一ってあたりがミオンっぽい。逃げたぞ。図星かよ。わかりやすいやつだな。
The bell rang, a sign that class was over, while we all laughed at Mion. After that,
二人ともお疲れ様なのです。タオルをどうぞなのです。
Rika-chan held out a towel, a big smile on her face. However, Rena and I stepped back and pointed our water guns at her.
もうみんなにいっぱいいっぱい撃たれましたのです。もう撃たれてると言っても誰も信じてくれないのですよ。
Rika-chan was soaking wet. Well, nobody believed her because she really could be that sneaky, pretending that she was hit in order to stay in the game.
普段が普段でございますものね。信じろというのが難しい相談でございましてよ。みんながいじめるのです。僕はもう一人ぼっちなのです。段ボール箱の中でミーミー泣いて誰も拾ってくれないかわいそうな猫さんなのですよ。
The sound came from Rena's head. I saw a circle of smoke coming out of it. Rena must have pictured Rika-chan meowing like a cat in a cardboard box.
リカちゃん捨ててあるよ、捨ててある。レナが拾うよ。お持ち帰り。
Right now, you're ruining how cool we looked earlier. Rena was back to her normal self and jumped on Rika-chan like a chameleon capturing its prey. Rika-chan struggled to get away.
Hi, minasan!
Oh my god, it's a curry demon. Chia-sensei clapped their hands and yelled at us from the window of the teacher's
行こう
office.
ぜみんな
Everyone exchanged smiles and ran back to the classroom. Ooh. And that is the first chapter. Yes, sir. One more, chat. It's already 10:20, all right? We'll continue tomorrow. It's already 10:20. Chat, if I do another chapter, it's gonna be like fucking midnight. One reason I like my house is because it has good ventilation. As long as there's a nice breeze, I don't have to rely on a fan to keep me cool. I can take down my futon from the windowsill, place my cushion near the open window, and enjoy the cool breeze of the evening. According to my page-a-day calendar, it's June 1983 today. While it was still June, it seemed like summer skipped the rainy season and was already coming around the corner. This is very abnormal, apparently. Even if it was abnormal weather that only comes around once in 100 years, if it was supposed to come in June 1983, then it wasn't so much of a big deal. It was inevitable. On the other hand, the sudden evening shower on the way home from school was unpredictable, more unpredictable than anything else. Every day had been in perfect harmony, as if it was all carefully planned. I felt like something good was going to happen this year. How should I put it? It's like the feeling I get when I roll a 6 on the first throw of a board game, start off with a huge lead. When it comes to a die, the more you roll it, the more the total averages out. We actually roll a die many times every day of our lives. So it's not like one stroke of luck is really a big deal to be overly happy with. If I roll a 6 on my first row and one on the next row, the total is 7. If you believe in fate, you might say there's a higher possibility of a 1 to come up on the die. But you can never actually tell what number you will roll. That's what fate is all about. You might roll a 6 again. The chance of rolling a 6 twice in a row is 1 out of 36. But if you look at each other throw one by one, there's only a 1 in 6 chance, 1/6 chance of that miracle. The glass window chime Satoko put up yesterday was making a refreshing sound. Gotcha, demon. Only one chapter every month. Chat, I literally started stream like almost 2 hours late today. Okay, we can't. Listen, alright. Bet you feel real proud of yourself for doing one chapter after a month. You had no problem doing 8-hour streams for Story Week and PoE. That is not fucking true, bro. I've not fucking streamed PoE that much. Why are you just lying, man? Back in the day, you could go Higo till 1 a.m. Well, listen. I think you guys are forgetting those days when I did long hours of Higo was when Lily wasn't fucking here, you donkeys, okay? We are never finishing this game by the end of the year. No. Chat, tomorrow we're playing more Higo, okay? Alright, trust me. Anyway, no, not line meter. Real, okay? Well, 2 chapters? Whoa. Let's not jump to conclusions here. Okay? We'll see. Alright, we'll see. We'll see where we are at the time during stream, you know? Like, if we don't have that much stuff to do, then maybe, but... Did you miss this? What is this? Mambo Uma Musume? No, we watched Mambos before. Alright. Well, chat. Again, thank you everybody to everybody that was waiting for stream to start as always. Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we're not gonna be late. Alright, and we're gonna have a full normal stream. So tomorrow we will continue Higurashi. Obviously, if you guys want me to do your llama polls, we have llama coming up in Genshin as well on Tuesday, I believe. DM me on Discord. We'll get you on the list. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Good night, good night. Let's see. Yo, 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 yo. Raid Sweetly. When's the last time we raided Sweetly? Trying to like figure out the rotation here. I think we raided Ruby last. Right? Alright, chat. I'll send you guys over to Sweetly. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.